Yeah, well, I'm doing Screencastify, so we'll see if that.
I know lots of things are possible, but as Nicky said, that's usually because I'm watching other people do really amazing things rather than doing them myself.
Yeah. There we go. Right, let me see. Right, let's see if that works. Okay, so what will happen is if I do on this screen, what will happen? So let's do. Okay. Right, so on here, so you'll go to Zoom. Yeah, if you record that bit. Okay. So you'll go into Zoom. We'll set up the recurring meeting. So let's say it'll be year 4 remote learning thing done. So then you'll press it rather than saying join, it will say start meeting. So you'll start meeting. Press open Zoom meetings.
Sorry, just to stop you there. Nicky, are you recording this? Because mine isn't working. I've got a little bit of memory, but anytime, whatever I've got, I can send you. Yeah.
If not, that it should record on here. There you go. So then you'll log in. You won't have 2 screens here. You'll just have one. And then if people start admitting, if you click on participants, let me just make. Sorry, ignore this. This isn't part of it. There you go. So you should be able to see. So you'll be in Zoom. You will go. Oh, sorry, this is really annoying. So you go to meetings down there. Then there'll be a recurring meeting. You'll press start, and then it will take you to the screen, the main screen. Which will then look like that. Where it says participants down the side, if people are waiting in the waiting room, they'll show up there. So you can press admit as they come in. So all the participants will be listed down this side here. Then, this is frozen, this is really annoying. Then what you'll have is, anyway, yeah, so that'll be it. They'll all be there on the screen. You'll be here on your screen doing it all. And then if you want to share your screen, you'll then go down the bottom here to share screen. And then you'll click on the screen you're on. If you've got other things open, they'll all be there. But you can just click on the screen that you're on. That's fine. And you'll press share. And then this will take you, so you've got Zoom bits down the bottom here. You'll see their faces there, but this is your computer screen. So let's say, for example, I want to open something up, so I can open a new tab. I can then go to Google Drive. In Google Drive, in shared drives, and in, let's say for you, Nicky, in year 3, I think it's in there anyway. I hope it's in there. In this year, I've made you is it there? Where are you? There you go, a Nicky remote learning folder. So in there, you'll have your register. So at the moment, I know that these children aren't coming in. So these are year 4, but you'll have, for example, I know you've got Lulu. Yeah, who is that? Layla. And then there might be Angela. There might be an Angela as well. Anyway, so there, or maybe she's year 4. She's year 4, isn't she? She's Zircon. Anyway, so what I would do, so say those children, I would put in the date that they've joined, because obviously if we have another child that joins, you know, from, I don't know, April, then we can just put the date that they join in as well. Do you see what I mean? So I, rather than doing a mark sheet entry, I would just do whether they joined or not. Let's say that Lulu joins on the 8th, but she doesn't join on the 9th. You might choose to do it like that, and then you can fill with that little jug there. You can fill it, and if she doesn't join on that day, you could choose to do that. So you'll just have their isolation period basically next to their name. Do you see what I mean? Rather than having start dates at the top, because some of these children might be isolating in May, and otherwise our Excel spreadsheet's just going to be massive. So I would put the child's name, the date that they're there, well, they're meant to be there. If they're there, colour code it green. If they're not there, code it red. Also in that folder, you've got blank slides for the remote feedback.
You wouldn't necessarily share this with the children, would you? Anyway, you just have your face on whilst you're doing the registration, or
no, you probably wouldn't share the registration, but you might share this bit. You might share, you'll share these slides. So these are the blank ones. So you've got space at the top here for the date. You've then got, so on maths, so let's say, you know, you've spoken to Joe and he said that, let's just say they weren't partitioning numbers correctly the day before, for example. Monday, you obviously won't have previous learning, but thereafter you might, so you might say, you know, you might just have written in, let's go over an example for partitioning from yesterday. So that might be something you write there, and then you can model it. Down the bottom here, well, it will go off when you're on the screen. When you go down to it, it will appear. You can do annotate. So you can draw directly on the screen, and the children will see that. You need to make sure that you press clear. Oh, clear all drawings. Otherwise, it will just stay there the whole time. So once you've finished annotating, press clear, and then otherwise you'll move on to like the English slide and it'll still be there. Okay, so you go back to mouse. And then you can click off that, so that's fine. So you'll have your whatever notes you've made ready for that session will all be there. So you might have, let's go over an example of partitioning from yesterday. Let's look at today's slides. Let's do one example from today. So that literally, like Jilly was saying, that's just for you. That's for you to see and just to have a go at. So that's just to aid your lessons. So you can go through that, you can annotate for examples, that's fine. Then if you want to go on to today's slides, you can either access it, so you can open up another tab. So you're just using this like your normal computer, but they can see what you're doing. So you can go into Google Drive and you could access the slides for that week, for that lesson via the Google Drive. That's absolutely fine. Or you might choose that actually instead you just want to go straight to the pupil portal.
it seems to be good because that's what they're seeing.
Yeah, so you can say, right, okay guys, let's go and look at maths for today. And then exactly like you say, you're kind of showing them where it is for that lesson as well. Okay, here's your slides for today. Here's the video. Let's go through that. Laura has been putting just, think she has been doing just the videos actually, rather than just the slides.
But I found the slides in the drive.
Yeah. So, but if not, they'll all be in the drive because we'll all be teaching it. No, she won't be doing video. So the slides will probably just be up there. Yeah. So then you can go through the slides with them. If there's an example, like, you know, a teacher said, actually, it'd be really good if you could do this example with them, then you can pick an example to do. And again, you can go back down the bottom. You can press annotate. You can do the example there if you want. Beautiful writing. You can do text. You don't have to do that. You can do text on it. You can rub it out, whatever you want to do. Remember, if you want to move on to the next slide, you've got to do clear all drawings, then press the X to get rid of it. And then, so that would be maths.
So that annotate button was where again?
Down here. So where it says where the green and red is, you are sharing the screen, stop share. It will say annotate. So you can do it there. And obviously the whole time their little faces will be here. Then, so you've done that. So well done, guys. You know, brilliant. You can obviously present this. Like, you know, you can click the present button, but I found that because I was doing so much of clicking from, you know, a folder, actually they can still see that. So I found it easier to do it like that, but it's up to you. So they say, okay, brilliant. Let's move on to English. Same thing. Let's go over the learning from yesterday. Is there anything that we need to revisit? Let's look at the slides from today. Pupil portal. Let's go to, pupil portal, go to English for the week. My computer's freaking out.
At each point, are you saying, are you all on the same slide as me, or are you just?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, absolutely.
The slide with you.
So I'm just going to text Charlotte to say I'm just going to be late to the training.
Sorry,
No, that's okay.
She's really well. She was really good this morning, and she was answering. You know, she's bringing some really positive feedback because we were demonstrating what we've been doing all week with adverts. So it was kind of a bit. Well, you know, it's
yes. So then you can go right. Okay, English this week. There you go. There's our slides. Let's look through it. Okay, so today we're going to be doing, you know, persuasion adverts. Let's do our spelling starter, and you'll do your spelling starter as well. You've got your task here, so you're just reading through the slides, basically. And the class teachers will be mindful of the fact that you're having to do that when we're designing our slides. So we'll try and make it user-friendly for people in class and obviously for the people that are accessing it from home. So it should be fairly, you know, you're not teaching the whole lesson, you're just going through it. So today, guys, you're going to be asked to do a persuasion advert for your product that you designed last week. And we're going to be watching some videos today based on persuasive TV adverts. And I want you just to write down what of these you hear when we do an advert, when we watch the adverts. So here they are. Look, we've got all these points. To talk through that, and then you could start the task with them. So you could begin modelling the task. You don't have to do it with them, but you could just give them an example. So the idea is that when they leave you, they're feeling confident that they can access it themselves at home.
Do we have a limit to the amount of time that we can spend, or can we, if we feel it's required? I mean, obviously we just
I would try and keep half an hour for your live Zooms. So very quick registration, boom, straight in. Like, 10 minutes maths, 10 minutes English, a little bit of time to play with at the end. If you're planning ahead and you know that, for example, Ailish has come and said, actually, they were fine with English, they really struggled with maths, you might choose to change the order of these slides and to do, okay, I'm just going to do a quick English recap. You're doing really well, guys. Your task today is on the slides, on the pupil portal. Just quickly show them where it is. So actually, I think you're going to be really good at wanting to have a go at doing that by yourself. Just have a little go. And then you might decide, okay, now yesterday I know that we found some of this a bit hard in math, so we're going to spend longer today. We're going to revisit some of the learning from yesterday before we move on to doing 2 examples from today's work. So it's kind of up to you, but your class teacher should be feeding this back to you each day. And they might even choose, okay, I'm just going to do the bullet points on the slides, and then and then you can just ask any questions once you look at the slides. And then anything else, it might just be if there's a notice, if there's, remember you've got book club and science on there today, or Miss Foster's she put up a PE challenge last week, let's see how you get on. Remember to be doing a little bit of book club as well, whatever. That's just kind of any other business, basically. Times table rock stars, bit of spelling practice. And then, so if you want to stop sharing your screen, you'll go down to stop share. And then j'appelle déjà. You'll always have your participants here. If this disappears, that might close, you can find it all down here. So there's participants down the bottom. And then you can mute people. We'll do mute on entry anyway, but you can mute people using that button. And they should have themselves named as their name anyway. We'll also disable filters and everything on it when we set up the Zoom links for you, so they shouldn't be able to do any Zoom links. If you've got the chat option down here, that opens up the chat. And you can say, so to everyone, you can just have to you, Mrs. Fletcher-Brown, or however it's named, so that when they're writing, they can't all see what each other's writing. They can only see what you're writing. Or you can have participant can chat with. So at the moment, it's on no one anyway. So the chat's disabled, so they can't chat. For that little bit, that's just on these little 3 dots. More often than not, if you see little 3 dots, it's giving you more options usually. But yeah, so I think that's it, really, for the main part.
I watched Rebecca this morning, just very briefly. I had to kind of pop in and out. For the registration, she